It's 8:30 in the morning, Tuesday morning, right before Christmas. I hope everyone's got their Christmas shopping almost done. Very exciting week. I love the week before Christmas, that's for sure. A little cloudy and kind of sprinkling here in Gilbert, Arizona, and the weather is just beautiful. So I have got an awesome guest on the line, and before I introduce him, I'm just going to teach a quick principle that I've been thinking about and been going over in my head, and it's the power of routine, which I like to call routine power. And some of our best intentions fail in life because we just don't have a system of execution. So it's important for every system that we have this system of execution. If you go and look at anyone that's successful in life, you're going to see that they have most likely developed a routine for that success. And so one thing I like to say is routines ease life stresses by making our actions automatic. So routines ease life stresses by making our actions automatic. So something I like to compare it to mostly is boot camp. And, you hear about military boot camp and why it's so hard. And, these young kids go to these boot camps, and they're only there sometimes, 8 to 12 weeks, but it's sometimes, the hardest weeks of their whole life. And they develop these routines to prepare these soldiers for combat in the most effective, efficient manner. And it's funny because a lot of these routines that they do aren't like these crazy hard routines. I mean, it's like, hey, get up in the morning at the exact same time. You're shining your boots at the exact same time. You're eating at the exact same time. And they're very, very, actually very simplistic routines that are just built over and developed over these few weeks. And, the reason why they do that is just to teach these kids. It turns these younger kids from soft teenage kids into just really, really strong men. And it's how they're creating these strong men is through just these simplistic routines that they're creating in their life. And so it's very important that we have the routine power in our life. So I just want to emphasize that, get into our routines and whatever those look like for us in our life to have success in our businesses, in our relationships, and just with life. And so I'm thankful for my small routines that I have, and I just think it's important to focus on those routines. So, Travis, is there any routines in? Actually, let me give an intro to who Travis is first. So, we've got Travis Bohling on the line. He's actually my business partner with Brandon in a property management company called Home Ladder. And I'm so excited to have Travis on the line. He's always fun to talk to. If anyone's ever spoke with him, you know that he's fun to talk with, and he's always got great insight, and he's inspired me. So, Travis, thank you for joining with us today and just to talk about everything and anything, and we'll dig into property management also. But before I let you talk about property management, are there any routines in your life that you do that get you started off right?
Good morning, Spencer. Thanks for having me. Your intro there, you are the godfather of routine. Like I've known you for 13 years, I guess, and your routine has stayed so similar the entire time I've known you. Just the way you come in the morning, you dive right into your list of properties, you start texting and calling people right away in the morning, and then you just work solidly throughout the day, and then you always close out the day strong as well, where you can get home and spend time with your family and loved ones. So I've just looked up to you so much over the years for the way you structure your day and get so much done, but still have time for personal things. So well done on that. Yeah.
Thank you. I mean, this isn't really the Spencer show today, Travis, but I appreciate the praise because I definitely need it to keep going in my routines. I appreciate that. Is there any small type of routines in your life that you found effective?
Yeah, so I'm an early morning guy. I love to wake up, take a morning walk with Ruger, I love to have my coffee in the morning. That's how I like to start the day. And then more importantly for me is the way I close my day. I love to finish my day at the gym, do a solid workout, and then relax in the steam room. That's how I decompress at the end of a stressful day.
Hey, I like that because most of the time we think about routines being like in the morning to get our day started, but maybe we need to put more focus at the ending and the closing of the day, and that might be what really puts us on the right foot step to start off the beginning of the day. So thanks for mentioning that, because I actually don't think about those end of the day routines as much as I do kind of like my morning and daily routines. So the end of the day routine. Thanks for mentioning that. That's important. So, and those can be anything. For Travis, it's making sure he gets to the gym and he what do we say? He presses weight to decompress. I mean, I think we were talking about the other day.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. That's great. Well, good. Thanks for talking a little bit about your routines and your life. I mean, you've had a life-changing experience through some of your routines in the last few years. Travis, do you mind talking and mentioning a little bit about that?
Yeah, definitely. I was facing a health crisis in my own life. Like I was very overweight, unhealthy, not active, didn't eat well, approaching 40, and I decided to make a fundamental shift in the way I live and the way I enjoy life, and just focused on health and getting a little bit better each year. So yeah,
that's good. And Travis had such a transformation. He's being modest about it, but I know he had such a transformation because he came into the office and our broker Andrew hadn't seen him for a while, and I introduced Travis to Andrew, and Andrew actually didn't even recognize him because the transformation was so great. Do you remember that day, Travis?
Yeah, definitely. That was a special moment. It was a 3-year journey, so I hadn't seen Andrew in 3 years, so a lot had changed, and I guess that would be my advice to anybody on the call is just change a little bit each day, and over the span of a year, you'll be amazed at what you can accomplish. Yeah,
you're right. It's not like, hey, I've got to go accomplish this like amazing dream, amazing accomplishment today to change my life. I think that it's the small and simple like moments that count, the small and simple actions and the small and simple routines and habits, right, that count. And so Travis, he's been a little bit shy, but he had a substantial life change, like you said. And I mean, if you don't mind me asking, Travis, he kicked off a lot of pounds. How many pounds did you kick off?
Yeah, so over the 3 years, it was 300 pounds that I lost.
Jeez, it's just, what a life miracle. Just the most amazing thing ever. So you guys, that's amazing. It just gives me the chills just to think about what Travis accomplished over 3 years, just through those small and simple habits daily over a three-year period. So if we can compare that to anything in our lives, whether it's like improving a relationship, improving our businesses, improving ourselves. So thanks for sharing that with us, Travis. So, we've only got about 5 more minutes to talk business, and let's talk property management. What can you tell us? How is Home Ladder Property Management different out there than the 1,000 of the other property management companies?
I think the way we're different is that we have 2 main focuses. One is the customer experience. So how do our investors feel after their interactions with us, but also how do our residents and vendors feel in their interactions with us? So we take a very proactive approach to communication, but then we're also at the forefront of technology. Wherever technology can make our lives easier, make our experience better, make landlording easier for owners, that we implement that in our business. Our primary focus is to help landlords save time and earn more money off of their investments. So,
great. I like that. I like the focus that you put on not only the landlords but also the tenants, because as a property manager, you're in a weird position because you want to represent your landlord and treat them the best and get them the best rent you can and to make them feel warm and fuzzy. But likewise, you're on the other side of the table, like with this tenant, and you want them also to feel like they're important. And so that's important. So
yes, definitely. vacancy is going to be your biggest expense as a landlord, right? So you want to minimize that as much as possible. And the way you do that is you treat your tenants like residents, and you provide them a great experience, and they will truly enjoy your home that you're providing them, and they'll stay longer. So that's the number one way to increase your ROI on your investments, is treat your tenants like residents.
Right. Right, that's true. So you said vacancy is the number one, did you say the number one killer?
Number one expense for landlords.
Number one expense. Yeah, it's funny because I see landlords that say, hey, I need to get $200 extra rent per month for this house, but they spend 3 months trying to get that extra $200. In the meantime, they don't realize that they just lost 3 months of revenue of rent. So I've always thought that's kind of interesting in property management. Like, hey, just get it rented out for what the current market rent is as quick as you can to the best tenant possible. So, one thing here in Arizona buying rentals, if you don't own a rental, I can obviously teach you how to do that. You need to make sure you're on my list and subscribed and getting these auction houses and wholesale houses, and you're on my Twitter following these deals. I can help you get a rental. If you don't think you have money to do it, we could talk there also. But you need to definitely get a rental. The great thing about doing business in Arizona is we're a non-judicial state. And can you tell us a little bit about evictions in Arizona as opposed to maybe like if I had a rental in California, Travis?
Evictions in Arizona, it's a completely different ballgame compared to California. So in Arizona, I can, if it's a simple non-payment of rent type of eviction, that can take less than 30 days from start to finish, where you have possession back of your property and you can get it turned and find a tenant that's willing to pay you rent. I've seen evictions in California drag on for years, and you end up having to pay the tenant tens of thousands of dollars to move out of your property when they haven't been paying you. So I'm shocked by the willingness of landlords to invest in the California real estate market, but Arizona just makes it a lot simpler.
I honestly just, every single morning, I wake up, I'm just so thankful that my profession is doing real estate in Arizona. We're in the third or fourth largest city in the U.S. that's a non-judicial state. It's just so easy to transact. It just, honestly, doing real estate in Arizona, I just feel like it's such a huge blessing to be in Arizona and doing real estate. And
you bring up evictions too, and a lot of landlords are fearful of evictions, right? But it's the vast minority of situations you're going to encounter. Our eviction rate is less than 1% on the tenants that we place in properties. So as long as you do a thorough upfront screening process, your evictions are very rare.
Right. So you're basically telling me that it's not even worth talking about if it's a 1% scenario.
Well, no, a lot of times it's the landlords that try and find their own tenants, maybe rent a family or friends or someone that got referred to them from someone else. They didn't do any background checks. They get into a situation, and that's when I usually get a phone call is, hey, I put this tenant in the home. I need help getting rid of them. So
yes, I remember getting one of those just in the last week or maybe week and a half. So that brings up a good point. If you have a rental and you're trying to rent it to a family or friend, I would still use a third-party property manager and say, hey, family, friend, no offense to you, but I don't want to be the one collecting your rent or hearing the toilet leaky calls. And so property management. So the reason why you use property management, you guys, is you do not want to deal with your rentals. Your time and your money as a real estate investor is way better served going and finding another rental or doing something else than managing that tenant in the property. Let the professionals at HomeLadder handle it. Like I can't even stress that enough ever. If you're an investor, do not manage your own rentals. Let the professionals handle it. It's just not worth your time. What do you think about that, Travis?
Yeah, definitely. Save time and earn more. Hire HomeLadder.
Yeah. Save time, earn more. Hire HomeLadder. Yeah, you're right. I think self-landlords, I am sure, on an average of a very high percent rent out their property less than what they can in a professional setting, correct?
Definitely. And then sometimes it interferes with personal relationships too. Like it is a business investment for you as a landlord. So treat it that way.
Right. Well, that's good. Well, look, our time is wrapping up. I don't want to take any more of your time today. I want you guys to go out there, make something happen, have a beautiful day. Make sure you get all of that last-minute Christmas shopping done as soon as possible. We only have a few more days. Travis, in closing, do you want to add anything else that we've talked about?
Oh, yeah. If you're interested in getting a hold of us, just visit homeladder.com or send me an email, travis@homeladder.com.
Cool. Anything and everything property management. Travis and Brandon, they are awesome. You definitely need to reach out to them. And if you've got a property or know of someone that's got a property that needs managed, if you've got a rental, we can definitely take care of you. Hey, sure. Appreciate you guys. Have a great week. Travis, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Spencer.
Okay. Have a great day.